BMW to many signifies wealth and luxury. Its cars are widely used by the elite. Its motorcycles are used by people who've got lots of cash to spare. Simply put, both its cars and motorcycles are out of reach of the hands of us commoners. Not until recently. The release of the BMW G310 GS was quite shocking. Prior to its release, it seemed to me that every BMW motorcycle had a minimum sticker price of 1 million pesos. So, releasing a model that starts at 300,000 pesos is quite a miracle. Sure, it's much smaller in terms of size and displacement, but the quality they seem to have retained. According to Motor, this bike prioritizes on comfort overall. To me, that's definitely a good thing. If you want speed, you might as well get a bigger displacement bike. But if you just want to tour our beautiful provinces in comfort, then this probably is the perfect choice. I don't think it's a slouch either. Considering that our streets are flooded with sub-200cc motorcycles, this bike could easily dominate 99% of the bikes it encounters. I assume it probably has a power similar to a standard car. What I mean is it can probably accelerate and go as fast as typical sedans in the market. If a typical Toyota sedan could cruise in comfort at around 120 to 140 km per hour on NLEX, this could probably do that as well. But that's not the point of this bike. It looks off-road, but it doesn't look out of place on road. It's a bike that looks good whether it's clean or showered with mud. It's like an XRM that was sent to God for customization. It's an adventurer that probably could also be used as a daily. The thick dual-purpose tires make this baby look extra rugged. The motorcycle as a whole looks like a very expensive G-Shock. Everything just makes total sense. That said, 300,000 pesos is still a lot of money for commoners like myself. So let's take a look at the specs to see what this bike offers. It has 313mm single-cylinder fuel-injected engine. It has 4 valves. It has dual overhead cams. On BMW's website, it says it has a top speed of 143 km per hour. That's plenty enough for a 300cc motorcycle. The front forks are beautiful and upside down. The rear shock is preload adjustable. All of these specs are just what we sub-200cc users would dream to have on our bikes. The front tire is 110/80 thick while the rear measures at 150/70. It's worth noting that the front tire has a diameter of 19 inches, which is 2 inches more than the rear. I believe that is to make it more stable when riding off-road. And thankfully, this bike is equipped with ABS. There's also an option to turn the ABS off if you want to have more fun when riding off-road. As a sub-200cc motorcycle user, I'm drooling because this bike seems to be equipped with all the advanced safety and desirable modern features that you can find in the market. So far, it's looking perfect. It has a luggage carrier at the rear so you don't need to buy a third-party rack anymore. This bike is the bike that looks good with or without a rear luggage. According to Motor, vibrations on this bike are very minimal. Again, this is something that manufacturers seem to have a hard time applying on the small displacement bikes that they release. Motor also said that the suspension was really good. Off-road riding didn't seem to bother him. Of course, in much harsher paths, the comfort may decrease. But considering that he did test this off-road without being bothered that much, think of how comfortable this bike will be when you ride it on some of our paved but heavily damaged roads. This bike is a dream. I assume it's like riding a typical quality sedan when it comes to comfort. Managing bumps on the road is going to be so plush. According to its website, it consumes around 3.33 liters for every 100 kilometers. That's around 30 kilometers per liter. A typical economical sedan could achieve an average of 15 kilometers per liter, so it's still good. A sub-200cc typical bike could do around 40 to 45 kilometers per liter. So in terms of fuel consumption, it seems reasonable. It comes in 3 colorways: Strato Blue Metallic, Pearl White Metallic, and Cosmic Black. I think the black one looks nice and clean while the other two are a bit sporty. Motor also mentioned that this bike felt lighter than expected when at a stop or accelerating. This proves that BMW is to be trusted when it comes to ergonomics. This manufacturer probably beats everyone when it comes to this vital skill. This bike is definitely designed with the rider's comfort in focus. For what it is, I really don't see a lot of things to criticize about this bike. If you consider NLEX, then this would be a problem. This bike is probably for those who don't use expressways a lot. It's not like you can't travel north anymore, you just have to take the back roads to get to it. And having an adventure bike that provides you with world-class comfort would make the journey a lot more enjoyable.